What's up, docs and Katz? Trevor Thompson, the self-appointed Looney Tunes critic here. Oh, what a day. What a day, what a day we've all had. So I figure for tonight's installment, your daily dose of What's Up, Dockery, well, actually, you should do the thing. Ride the shield. This is an interesting story from Chuck Jones's book, his first book, Chuck Amuck. It's appropriately titled Cal Howard's Hot Dog Stand. Now, if you don't know who Cal Howard is, all right, we'll just watch this.
Don't put your money in the bank. Let's buy us a car, or a yacht, or a trip to Europe, or a chocolate soda or something.
Or we could let Chuck Jones from his first book, and by the way, this is my actual copy, which is why it's falling apart. This is the actual copy that I had that was, I got it in 8th grade. This was the one that was given to me by Mike and Marion Peters as a graduation present. So that's Chuck, you can see there. To Trevor, by order of Mike and Marion, love Chuck Jones. There's a lot of, stories about Termite Terrace and Schlesinger's being a very loose and free and anti-authoritarian kind of place. And this story, even if it's even remotely true, is worthy to read. Cal Howard, writer, gagman, entrepreneur, and master of the unofficial Schlesinger commissary. Cal Howard's Hot Dog Stand. Ah, yes, we have a title. Mr. Howard's boundless energy could never have been contained by a single job. If he had been a novelist during Prohibition, he would most certainly have run a speakeasy as the kind of calisthenic necessary to harness that energy. It was not so much a matter of extra money, although he never disdained pelf, as it was the joy of running a complete short-order diner under the ignorant nose of his supervisors. A challenge too great to ignore for one of the most actively fecund minds of the Warner years. Starting with the fundamental tools of the writer, chairs, desk, bulletin board, Mr. Howard's ingenuity converted his office into all the habiliments of a modern major bistro. His desk is a marvel of efficiency. All drawers are lined with zinc. One contains chopped ice, Coca-Cola, Sacramental and Morgan David wines, Dr. Brown's celery tonic, etc. Another, a spice and mustard cupboard, including condiments, condoms, and explosives. Another contains dishes, napery, cutlery. Another, a wired warming oven for breadstuffs, cookies, bagels, and lasagna. The typewriter well houses a small efficiency electric stove. All this is hidden within the desk itself, and at the advent of an enemy, only the price list on the wall need be reversed to a tasteful picture of our Lord. Signed, to my pal, Cal, from Jesus. All other gastronomic equipment can be easily and quickly concealed simply by slamming the drawers. And Mr. Howard need not attract a crowd to his bistro to function efficiently. A basket can be lowered from the upper floors by the attic-bound who are in need of nourishment. Cal points to the window. Money comes down a basket, provender goes up in the returning basket. Simply a case of supply and demand. Basic stuff. But, he adds darkly, constant vigilance is the key to this exacting business. There had been hijackings. 2 laden baskets had been diverted from their honest destinations by long metal hooks extended from the adjoining windows. Cal soon discouraged the raping of his baskets by switching a cargo that might be hijacked to one loaded solely with a lighted firecracker, truth being stranger than animation. The only time Ray Katz, the studio's slew-footed business manager, ever came remotely close to discovering Cal's other life was when he entered his office one day just in time to see the upstairs basket being lowered outside the window. Mr. Katz, whose intellect was far, far below that of sphagnum moss, nevertheless was aware that baskets outside windows were something different, therefore suspicious. No doubt he had seen baskets before, or at least heard of them. Windows were old stuff. He'd seen windows. But baskets and windows together were quite possibly illegal. He pushed his fat blue head out the window to inspect the offending basket, fixed a pop-eyed glare at its contents, 60 cents in honest coin, intended for the honest purchase of 2 hot dogs, 2 Cokes, and 2 aspirins. Mr. Katz, left to his druthers, would have no doubt been inclined to grab the money and run, hadn't sterner duties prevailed. He asked, a long speech for Mr. Katz. Cal Howard glanced up inquiringly from his diligent story-sketching fingers. "Ah, yes," he said, "a small contribution for my son's bar mitzvah." Cal was an unmarried genteel. Mr. Katz reared back on his fat feet. One thing one did not do is fool around with bar mitzvahs. Yahweh might be watching. Giving Cal an of understanding and backtracking on crepe-lined shoes, he retreated to the safe harbor of his hidey hole. Well, speaking of hidey hole, I'm stuck down here. It's happy hour. It's the end of the day. I hope that was a good enough story for all of you. Your daily dose of What's Up Dockery. Be sure to give a like and subscribe. Ring the bell for notification. And do all that crazy stuff you kids are doing today that helps me keep doing these things. I'm Trevor Thompson, the self-appointed Looney Tunes critic. And I'll see you tomorrow for another Riding the Shield.